welcome to the cottage. I am Babs of Cottage Rogue. This is the 5th day of the 12 days of Christmas in July. We are almost halfway there, and my oh my, it is insane how quickly time flies when you're doing daily videos. I am very much aware of the month kind of just rambling on. But it's all good. It's all good. I hope everyone had an excellent 4th of July. And those of you in the States, I hope you had a wonderful and safe Independence Day. That's for sure. I know that I went out and I hung out with some friends. We played Magic the Gathering. There was, we had sausages and hot dogs and on the grill and watermelon and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it was a good time for us. It was very chill. And I loved it. And then afterwards, my husband and I, we went walking around one of the trails on the lake where all the neighbors were throwing up the fireworks. And even one of them yelled out to us and said, "Y'all are brave for walking around here tonight." But we did get some really lovely views. So I think it was worth it. For sure, for sure, for sure. But let's go ahead and go over what I worked on. So my focus piece, of course, we have Santa's Truck Stocking by Simon Treadwell. And this is what it will look like when it is fishing. Oh, words are not wording here for me today. When it will be finished. For sure. So I wrote down 249 stitches. So let me go ahead and show you what I did before. And it's kind of hard to see what I did before just because I had worked on a little bit of the lighter flosses. And this time I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eat my vegetables. I'm going to work on some white. So, I don't know if you'll be able to see all this, but you can see the little dots throughout the windshield here and also up here. I can't quite see. I hope you can see. Yep, there we are. All right. So you can tell when I hold you up pretty close. Yeah, there's a white. So I filled this in here, filled it in up here, and then all these little random dots on the windshield as well. So back here, you cannot tell. It doesn't look like I've done a thing hardly, but I swear to you, an additional 249 stitches on there. You see, I had to make up for the fact that I didn't get 2 strands in for yesterday. So I made sure to do an extra one. So I've actually done 3 strands and so 249. So that worked out pretty well, I think. It is coming along. I am enjoying this more, and which is great. So at some point I will work on another color, but we'll see. Maybe what I'll do is, because with the way the pattern is, right about here and up is a page. So what I may do is just work on this top portion. I actually did take it out of my hoop and move it. You could tell with the creases here and here. So I moved it so that way I could just focus on one thing. And then when I'm done with it, I can just move back down. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'll put the name in until the very end though. But there's going to be like a bunch of presents right here. And I'm pretty sure that about this much of it is going to be filled. Because it's fairly close to being 1-to-1 from the pattern to this. Which is kind of convenient because then I know about how big it's going to be. So that's super nice. But yeah, and then what I'll do is I think I'll work on this, work on the stuff up here, and then I'll work my way down. So it is a good start. I'm actually really happy with this, considering I didn't have like much when I started on this, because this was a new start in January. So I will take it. And it'll be good. My goal is to get enough done on these kits that I'll just be able to pick one up and work on it fairly easily. So that is my ultimate goal, of course. And then, of course, I want to get this one done by the end of the year. And if I can get another one done by the end of the year, I will do that. So, yeah. So the one that I had drawn or rolled the dice for, this is called Stack of Critters Stocking by Makiko. Stack of Critters. It is so cute. And this is one that was already started. So by my sister-in-law's mother. And you know how I talked about yesterday, I talked about I need to make sure to match my legs because my top leg usually goes opposite of everyone else's. Yeah, totally forgot that. So I'm not getting rid of my stitches. I've already stitched. So there's just going to be a spot that'll be really obvious if you shine it on one way. Okay, it won't be that obvious. But if you shine the light on it a certain way, you'll be able to see the spot that was done by her mother, which I think is pretty cool. So, you know, that's just like a forever reminder. So that works. So here's what was done before I got to it. And then I worked on, let me get my number stitches here, 79 stitches. One thing is, and this is really cool because she's super organized. So she actually put the flosses into little baggies and labeled them, which actually was really super convenient. I may end up doing that for the rest of the kits because that was really nice. She didn't have to deal with detangling and stuff. But then she also cut the flosses in half. So, one strand is only going to do like 40 stitches or so on a 14 count, but that's okay. But you can see how much I've done. So I worked on this part of the penguin. So this green is a scarf. And then the penguin comes up here and it'll go around like this. So this is like the head and the body is down here. And I'm going to do the same sort of thing with this, is I'm going to work my way up because there's not that much up here actually. And another thing I noticed is, let me find it. So on this stocking is a light blue background and this is gridded. So pretty sure that she just switched out the fabric, which is totally cool. It still looks to be a 14 count to me. I believe so. It's actually super easy to stitch this up, which is so nice. The hardest part about this is the pattern because the pattern is smaller. It is more difficult to see and it didn't copy that well either. Just because there's like 2 or 3 different colors on it. So that's a thing, but it's fine. I will work through it. But here, we'll get a little bit closer on this. I think it's cute. And then this super dark blue color, there actually isn't like a lot of it in the piece. Like it's predominantly just the penguin and then part of a hat that'll be up here. Also of note, this is the first time that I've ever used a Q-snap. So back when Joann's went out of business, right before they did so, I bought this. I'm like, I've never used one. I may as well try it out, you know? So it's the first time. I like it. I really do. I understand, at least it's my understanding, I'm going to have to protect the fabric and stitches if I do end up with stitches underneath it or I get very delicate fabric. I may not want to use this. But so far, so good. And it's not as heavy as I thought it would be. So that's nice. I also find it really amusing that you could see the hoop that this was in originally, which was not done by me. But it amuses me, it entertains me. I love it. So, whatever it takes with some of these. I do know I'm going to have a lot of white down here when it gets to the polar bears. Also, I find it interesting. I don't know if this is a boiling water wash it type of washout grid or if you actually have to pull the strands out. They seem like strands to me. So they might have to be pulled out. I don't know. There wasn't any information on what type of gridded this was. So I may just, when I get this completed, I'll just have to give it to my sister-in-law and let her know and say, I don't know how to do this because there's no directions and hopefully her mom knows. So that's where I'm at right now. But of the two, the Santa's truck stocking and the hugging penguin stocking, this one, are the two I would love to get done this year by Christmas. Well, preferably by the time that my sister-in-law goes to her family's Christmas. So preferably before. But maybe they can be up for Christmas over there. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so this is where I'm going. Got my dice. And got my pseudo-flat surface that isn't really flat. And let's see what number we get. The only numbers we haven't gotten are, well, it'll be 1, 3, and 6. 1, 3 of 6. And 6 is another stocking. And 1 is Santa's truck stocking. So if we get that, it's like we're doing extra work on our focus, which I'm totally fine with, for sure. So let's go ahead and roll. And we got 5 again. Look at that. We got 5 again. Okay, so more hugging penguins. So we're going to start with this. This is the new starting point. And we'll go from here. So I'm excited for it. I am curious, what do y'all think of this rolling the dice thing? Where I have like 6 projects, or maybe in other months I might have 12, or some other dice increment. Do you enjoy that? I kind of enjoy it. So, but it's not something I do all the time. So if it's something that you'd like to see more, just let me know. I would be happy to do it during my regular floss tube videos, because I think it's kind of fun to have a little bit of randomness sometimes. So thank you so much for being here. Y'all are absolutely amazing. If you did manage to make it this far into the video, if you could go ahead and put like a little gift emoji or a present, that would be super lovely. I really enjoy seeing who makes it to the end of the videos. And you guys rock. You're awesome. But remember, my cottage is always open. And I will see y'all tomorrow for the 6th day. Bye-bye, everyone.